Hello there, very good Thursday afternoon to all of viewers. We are coming to you live and direct from the Newsfirst studios here in Colombo this afternoon. I'm Joel Outskun. Let's start off with a look at the headlines. Visiting Sri Lankan Prime Minister calls on the Australian Minister for Immigration and Border Protection. Will members of the joint opposition represented in the steering committees of the Constitutional Assembly leave? Scuffles break out in Paris between police and protesters during a demonstration against alleged police brutality. Starting off with our lead story this afternoon. Now, Australian Minister for Immigration and Border Protection, Peter Dutton, has told Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe that most Sri Lankan students will have education opportunities in Australia in the future.
A communique from Prime Minister Wickremesinghe's office said Dutton also praised Sri Lanka for its support to Australia in its drive to curb human smuggling. The Prime Minister has invited Dutton to visit Sri Lanka to conduct further discussions on illegal immigration. Premier Wickremesinghe also held discussions with Bill Shorten, the leader of the opposition.
I am always reminded that there is a part of Sri Lanka in Melbourne. All those who have come from Sri Lanka and settled down here. So Melbourne is never far away from our minds in Sri Lanka. Someone has a friend or a relation, or what we call a friend's friends or relations, which in Sri Lankan terms still count as friends and relations out here. My visit here is of special significance. I have come to Australia and to Melbourne for the purpose of strengthening the relations between our two countries. And Melbourne matters.
Venerable Uduwe Dhammalokotera, who was to leave the island this morning, had to go back to his monastery. Now, former parliamentarian Venerable Uduwe Dhammalokotera had arrived at the Bandaranaike International Airport at around 5 this morning to leave for the United Kingdom to attend a religious observance. However, immigration and immigration officials did not authorize the former MP to board the flight. The officials cited a court order which bans the former parliamentarian from leaving overseas. And on to a story that made it to the headlines this afternoon. The Constitutional Steering Committee to formulate a new constitution has decided to reconvene on the 21st of this month. The committee has failed to come to a final agreement on the electoral system, devolution of power and the executive. The committee headed by Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe, which includes 6 subcommittees, have convened on 49 occasions so far. The 6 subcommittees, which consist of 11 members, include committees of fundamental rights, the judiciary, law and order, public finance, public service and centre-periphery relations. The reports of these 6 subcommittees were presented to the Parliament recently, but the debate with regard to them is yet to be held. Meanwhile, leader of the joint opposition MP Dinesh Gunawardene said that a decision will be taken today on whether its members who hold membership in these subcommittees will remain in these committees. MP Gunawardene made this revelation during a conversation with Newsfirst this morning.
The honourable MPs who are in these subcommittees have informed us that there are ideas which have been expressed during these meetings have not been included into the reports without taking them into consideration. We informed of this matter to the relevant officials. Secondly, the reports which have been presented by these subcommittees contain only their own ideas instead of the actual ideas presented by the general public, which could be very harmful for the country. According to the extensive discussion that we have had, we are set to take a very critical decision on this matter.
ප්‍රධාන මෙහෙයුම් කමිටුවේ ඔබතුමාත් නියෝජනය කරනවා. ඒතකොට ප්‍රධාන මෙහෙයුම් කමිටුවේ ඉන්න මන්ත්‍රීවරුනුත් මේ තීරණයට එළඹෙනවද?
First, if the ideas of the MPs are not being taken into consideration and decisions are being taken unilaterally, and secondly, if they are undertaking a mechanism against the country, the parliamentary group will take a decision as to what stand we will take on these two matters. Members of the joint opposition who represent these subcommittees will announce the hardships they had to go through and the dangers of this. They will announce the impossibility of functioning in these committees. When News First looked into the matter, it was confirmed that members of the joint opposition who represent these subcommittees have in fact been granted the opportunity to make their recommendations. Sources said that they still have the opportunity to make their recommendations to the steering committees.
The Geological Survey and Mines Bureau says it has commenced conducting raids with the assistance of the Police Special Task Force to arrest those who mine for sand illegally from rivers. On one side you get the factions who violate the regulations of the permit and mine for sand, and on the other side you get the faction who mine for sand without a permit at all. We started conducting raids to apprehend such individuals with the assistance of the Police Special Task Force yesterday, and we will continue to do so to bring such persons before the law. And on a somber note, now 6 people were killed in accidents which were reported from across the island since yesterday. A motorcyclist was killed when he crashed into a stationary tipper truck on the A9 road in the Simbalagaswab area in Mihintale. The motorist, who sustained severe injuries in the accident, died upon admission to the Mihintale Regional Hospital. The victim was a 48-year-old father of 5 and a resident of the Simbalagaswab area. The driver of the tipper truck has been arrested by the Mihintale police. Meanwhile, a woman was killed in a motor accident which occurred on the Yakkala-Galkulama main road in the Alutkam area. The victim was a 52-year-old resident of the Periyakulam area. Another woman who sustained serious injuries in the accident was admitted to the Parimadava hospital and later transferred to the Anuradhapura Teaching Hospital for further treatment. Police said that the accident was a result of the motorbike on which the woman was travelling on losing control of the vehicle. 3 people were killed in 3 separate motor accidents which took place in the Palmadula police area yesterday. 1 person died in a motor accident which took place on the Ratnapura Badula main road. The accident was the result of a collision between a motorbike and an SLTV bus and a 3-wheeler. The victim was a 23-year-old resident of the Kahawata area. A motorcyclist was killed in the Mamadala area when he veered off the Nonagama and Belvedere road. The victim was a 52-year-old resident of the Angunikala Palace area. And in some weather news this afternoon, our fairly strong and gusty winds are expected over the country and surrounding sea areas. The showery condition is expected to reduce again by today and likely to enhance during the 19th and 20th of this month. Several spells of showers will occur in the eastern and Uva provinces and in the Hambantota district. Meanwhile, showers or thunder showers are likely at a few places in the Sabragama province and Gaul and Mathura districts after 2 p.m. today. And in news just in from Tamil Nadu, now Governor of the Tamil Nadu C. Vidyasagar Rao has invited AIADMK's E. Palaniswamy to take oaths as Tamil Nadu's next Chief Minister. Palaniswamy and his new cabinet will be sworn in at 4:30 this evening, and he will have 15 days to prove he has majority support in the state legislature. Governor Rao had heard competing pitches on Wednesday night from Palaniswamy and acting Chief Minister O. Palanniselvam for the top post. Now, Palaniswamy was handicapped by party chief V.K. Sasikala and claims to have the support of 124 of the AIADMK's 134 legislators. O. Palanniselvam, and he has the support of 11 legislators, but expects many more to back him once they are free from what he calls captivity at the resort near Chennai. And on to more news from home now. The second Chinese Film Festival to mark 60 years of diplomatic relations between Sri Lanka and China commenced yesterday. Now, the opening ceremony of the Chinese festival got underway in the presence of Minister of Parliamentary Reforms and Mass Media, Kanantha Karunatilaka. The theme for this year's Chinese Film Festival is Happy Chinese New Year. The second Chinese Film Festival will be held until the 21st of this month at the National Film Corporation. The films will be screened free of charge for the general public.